It all starts and ends with a girl, too small and inadequate for that world of ash, tar, and coal where she was born.
Born in a cruel world of ash, tar, and coal, Lana Benton's story starts in the Bunny Hall orphanage sometime in early 20th century. This is in the height of women's suffrage movement, where women went on protests to demand the right to vote in elections in the UK. This will act as an important secondary part to the story and the plot. We don't know much about Lana's father, but we know after losing her mother, she became an orphan and was sent to this orphanage where she would be bullied and find it challenging to survive in this cruel world, becoming overwhelmed by despair until she meets a friend called Carole, who makes the world colorful and bearable. Unfortunately, this doesn't last, as like many others, Carole leaves the orphanage, not leaving much behind to even inform her friend Lana. This mysterious unannounced departure gives rise to a conspiracy. To what if Carole has gone missing rather than leaving on her own accord? After all, this is unlike Carole to leave her best friend without much of even a word. That's when suddenly a letter is carried by the wind, with Lana just catching the footing that it is written by Carole. She desperately tries to catch it, but a rabbit snatches it and leaves the orphanage, which leads to Lana chasing after it, going down a mysterious and terrifying rabbit hole. Out of the orphanage, she encounters a hunting red-eyed owl called Valenia, who just sits on a branch in silence, observing Lana's every step. On the other hand, there is a terrifying shadow entity lurking in the branches, following Lana's every step, which corrupts and destroys everything in its path. This mysterious entity is known as Mr. Keen, the devourer of worlds and the corruption that destroys beauty and time, but more on him later. As Lana goes deeper into the forest, she is hunted down by Mr. Keen, who wears the top hat and watch, representing the control that he has over time. We see explosions, which are explained as rich aristocrats buying up land in the proximity of the orphanage to build factories, something that we will see in a future sequence later in the game. As Lana goes after the rabbit to get the letter, which seemingly was written by Carole to uncover the reason behind her disappearance, she quite literally falls deep into a rabbit hole, but not before having a glance of her own bedroom window with a mysterious red-eyed shadow character in a yellow raincoat staring at her. The sequence comes to an end and Lana teleports to her classroom, unclear if this was nothing but a bad dream or if this was a figment of her imagination. But the facts do not change that Carole is still gone and Lana is still doubtful to why she would simply abandon her here. Within the classroom, we meet Miss Hinman, a stern and strict lady who is strongly stuck on her opinion of creating socially acceptable and well-mannered ladies out of these young girls, teaching them of etiquette and what is expected of them, so that they can be wedded off to rich men. Waking up from this vivid nightmare, we learn more about the explosions and what kind of purpose the acquisition of the surrounding land serves.
Home Economics, Ladies' Etiquette, Chapter 9. Be always beautiful, perfumed, and impeccable. All of you young women of today are privileged to witness the deeds of the great men of your era, the grand discoveries, the phenomenon of industrialization, progress. Soon you will be wives and then mothers of great men who will go down in history. And you, Miss Benton, make fun of it. This establishment, too, if events continue to transpire as hoped, will undergo important developments, and you will be the first to benefit from them.
A portion of Bunny Hall was conceded to a corporate collective in order to form a small branch, thereby taking advantage of the area's greatest resource, rabbits.
Our dear Frank reminds us that it is strictly forbidden to venture beyond the walls of the park. The disinfestation work will resume tonight after the strong winds of recent weeks. Remember not to be overwhelmed by the explosions. It's all perfectly normal. The soil is blasted with charges and the rabbits forced out of their burrows.
The explosions are forcing rabbits out of their dens and holes, and the aristocrats use the rabbits as a resource for getting money. whether it being selling their meat, skin, or other matters. At the same time, we see a sketch of the rabbit who stole the letter that Carole wrote. As Miss Henman gets offended by the sketch, thinking it is her, she throws Lana into the basement and tells her that she should help with the chores cleaning up before she is let out. She then makes the remark that she is a woman now and should act like one if she wants to get married. Take note that the girls in the orphanage, including Lana, are at best 16 or 17 years old, and they are believed to have reached the age to be wedded off to rich men, possibly in their 30s, 40s, or even 50s. So was the norm back in the early 20th century. This was an idea Lana didn't like and didn't necessarily feel like growing up how the matrons wanted and expected. In the meantime, birds communicate with Lana and tell her that she is the princess of a mysterious land called Corolla. Using several mailboxes scattered throughout the game, we can save the game's progress. So, who Lana really is and who was her mother? Did she really come from a kingdom, and was her title taken away from her? Either way, the mortal world seems to be converging with Corolla, a mysterious land filled with wonder and imagination. While in the basement trying to find a way out, she is hunted by the character in the yellow raincoat, Unveiling, the red-eyed owl, who seems to be an evil character, preventing her from solving puzzles and finding a way out. As she progresses further, she sees a boy whose face is obscured by a hat. She cannot make who this person is, as their face is covered up. The boy is messing with a furnace fire using a fire poker. This character quickly runs away after noticing Lana. As she goes to inspect the fire, she notices the letter of Carole, which makes her think that this character must be somehow involved and makes her wonder why he would try to burn the letter. So as it turns out, the intro wasn't a dream but a surreal event, as the bird suggested the mortal world and Corolla are converging. She quickly puts out the fire and takes the letter, very briefly going over it, being shocked to realize that Carole left on her own accord, wanting to have a different life than what they want to preach them and force on them on being good little wives and nothing more. That's when the owl, Valenia, snatches the letter, with the scary Mr. Keen emerging from the darkness, being made of tar and despair. He closes in, trying to consume Lana, calling her the princess of rotten, while he releases the tar-covered rabbits, when suddenly a mysterious character comes to Lana's help and takes her away. As he tries to take her away, the rotten rabbits attack, causing Lana to fall into the orphanage's attic. There, she has mysteriously transformed into a rabbit herself. She doesn't understand a thing that is happening. Who is this magical character who just saved her? What does Mr. Keen want with her? And how has she transformed into a rabbit now? She thinks to herself that this must be a cursed spell by the Tarman, and she needs to find a way to return to her human shape. Exploring the attic, she finds a living headless individual, the very same surreal person that saved her. He introduces himself as Mr. Basie, an individual that guards the kingdom of Corolla. Mr. Basie hands over a ribbon to Lana, which allows her to transform back and forth to her human and rabbit form as she pleases. He asks Lana for his umbrella and hat so that he can regain his powers. Apparently, Mr. Keen is the complete opposite of Kingdom of Corolla, and with every passing moment he is there, the kingdom becomes weaker and everyone originating from it. That's when we go to look for the head and the umbrella, coming across Miss Fisherin, the kitchen cook, who has mysteriously transformed into a mindless giant rabbit who is hostile and angry, nothing like what she really is. A sweet middle-aged lady with a kind heart. It is clear Mr. Keen has infected her with tar and doubt, as he is a psychological monster who infects the minds and it displays the disease on the outside. She is holding a meat tenderizer and taunts and attacks Lana. She has to hide in dark corners to avoid her in order to progress further and find the head and the umbrella for Mr. Basie. We find the head placed inside a birdcage and we must find a key to unlock it, while avoiding Miss Fisher. Fisherin. In a room, we find her real image, being a normal lady who has been serving the young girls in the orphanage and providing food for them. Poor Miss Fisherin has been cursed by this evil tarman. We finally manage to free the head, which has magical powers and is invincible. It moves on its own and we can control it as a playable character. All of a sudden, we encounter Mr. Keen and his pet, the owl called Velenia. Lana transforms into her rabbit form and snatches the litter from the owl, but she falls into yet another dark, surreal hole. When falling deep, something bizarre happens. Carole comes to Lana's rescue while holding one of her eyes. This makes her black out and wake up in another surreal land. The closing of one eye is symbolic of how Carole portrayed having a different perspective to life and different scenarios. Perspectives that could make things more positive. The strange rabbit hole gets deeper. Lana is sailing on a large glass bottle having a letter inside. At the tip of the bottle, we see the familiar rabbit with glasses, and now we understand it represented Carole. Yet again, bizarre and surreal events lead to Lana teleporting, going back to her orphanage.
Are you trying to break your neck, Lana?
It seems as if she lives a dual life, one in the real world and another in an imaginary world, maybe Corolla. But it's not clear if it is real or just her mind. It seems Lana was in a world of her imagination, edge walking on the window, about to fall. If not for Josephine, a kind and loving lady at the orphanage, she would surely hurt herself falling down. Finally, Lana has the letter now. Josephine, reading it, is shocked yet relieved that they have a clue to the possibility of Carole's disappearance reasons. She takes the letter and shows it to Miss Hinman. They wonder why the mysterious boy would want to burn it after weeks of Carole's disappearance. We then meet Frank, the Rust Man, a man surrounded in mystery and rumors. He is the terrifying Candyman whom the girls talk about, calling him the Rust Man, having a prosthetic leg, who also hunts the rabbits. Lana is then sent to her dorm to sleep. While fast asleep, the sound of explosions wakes her up, who wonders about her mother and concerned if she is forgetting her beautiful face. She thinks maybe it's the pain trying to make her forget it and move on.
That photo. Often the little girl feared she had forgotten her sweet mother's face. Or maybe it was just a part of her that wanted to forget, due to the pain of that sad void left behind, when suddenly, that boy again.
Hey, you! Wait!
And though curiously all alone, on a freezing rainy night like this, the little girl set off in pursuit of that mysterious boy.
Deep in thoughts, she suddenly sees the same boy fiddling with something in her room. After all, this was a room that was shared with Carole, and this boy must be back to get rid of some evidence or here to steal something that belonged to Carole. Lana decides to chase after this mysterious boy and uncover the truth behind Carole's disappearance. A letter all of a sudden drifts in through the open window, unveiling more of this mysterious boy's connection to Carole. These two seem to have been pen pals, writing letters to each other. They even plan to go to London together in hopes of a better and more free life. She even went to the extent of calling him her dear and sweetie. We finally learn his name, Marcel, who happens to be French, so even better. As Lana moves further, she meets Vicky, who begs her for help, the very same girl that was the reason for her torment, as she continuously bullied her. But soon after, Vicky transforms into Mr. Keen, revealing that it was all nothing but a cruel psychological game on her. In the sequence, we are hunted by Mr. Keen, while we have to explore a transformed orphanage, which seems to be in ruins. Eventually, we reach the classroom where Keen explains why he is after Lana.
dying and getting killed.
Poor little girl. The foolish princess of the forgotten kingdom of Corolla. No one understands you. No one who really listens to you. Just there to point out that you are weird, wrong, different. And now that Carole is gone too, all alone. Oh, it breaks my heart.
Who are you?
Who am I? They call me many things. Mr. Keen, Altar Cylinder, Horrible Oblivion, and then my favorite, the Corrupter of Worlds. From the breach, the tar begins to spread. And sooner or later, Corolla will be mine too.
And what do I have to do with all this?
It was you who evoked me. You make time stand still.
Me?
Perhaps in a vain attempt to bring things back as they were. Let time stop then. May it stop forever.
No. It's not possible.
Yes, princess. You fear that time passes. You're terrified of growing up. Nonetheless, while the disappointment, the clock continues to tick furiously. And only I can stop it forever. Or even bring it back.
And what do you want in return?
Grant me Carole legitimately, and I will give you the gift you desire most of all. But the sooner you remember, the sooner you'll be able to make a decision. And who knows if it might not be your investigations. Carole, the French, the letters, the solutions of this riddle, which will make you remember.
He explains that she was the one who evoked him, as she tried to mess with time and bring things back as they were, trying to make time stand still. Lana was so afraid of growing up and letting go, wanting the passage of time to stop. That is why we have Mr. Keen, the only being capable of doing so and bringing things back. But for that, he makes demands that he wants the kingdom of Corolla in return. But before Lana can make a decision to whether wanting time to go back or not, she must first remember her past and everything else, and that's when she blacks out yet again. This explains the mysterious surreal events that she experienced, going into what felt like dream world and losing concept of time. It's all convoluted and Lana must investigate to discover her past. Lana is then suddenly awakened by Josephine. As Lana realizes that she is late for class, she rushes to get to Miss Hinman when she bumps into an aristocratic gentleman called Lord DeWitt, being one of the people who acquired the lands around the orphanage.
Oh, I'm mortified. I pray you can forgive me.
On the contrary, I hope you will do this more often. What are two sad eyes doing on such a beautiful face?
Oh, you mean it? Dawn, I have to go.
Lord DeWitt is kind and gentle and charming, and Lana seems to get infatuated by him. Nonetheless, she is late and has to leave. As she gets to the class, Miss Hinman introduces a new student, Amanda. Amanda is an educated girl in the women's suffrage movement and struggles for equal rights. A manifesto for women's emancipation slips out of her book, which Hinman takes and ridicules her, saying how it is foolish to try to be like men, as women have their place.
Manifesto for women's emancipation?
No, please! That's mine! I beg you!
It's because of rubbish like this that the world is falling apart. Women playing at being men.
This upsets Amanda and equally Lana, who drifts away into her own imagination and dream world again. There, she overhears Vicky and her gang of bullies talking about Carole and if Frank had something to do with it. the handyman with a prosthetic leg. They spread more rumors how he is evil, scary, and a girl killer, when eventually they shift their attention to Amanda to bully her. Meanwhile, Lana goes to find more letters and discover the secrets of the plot. She leaves the building's yard and goes to the surrounding land, which is prohibited as it can be dangerous with all the disinfestation work happening. Soon after, Mr. Basie appears, informing Lana that he is here to take Lana back to her kingdom. But unfortunately, something unexpected has happened. Mr. Keen has breached this mortal world and has caused quite a bit of a mess. But for now, she needs to find more letters to discover the past, being pieces of the puzzle. So now, Lana's ultimate goals are to save Corolla and find Carole. That's when they activate the cable car to go on to another part of the forest. In the midst of all this, Lana has a flashback of the time that she spent with Carole. During this time, Carole shows Lana a newspaper on how the society back then villainized women who went out in the streets protesting for equal rights in voting. They called them names and justified arresting them, and even encouraged the men to lock them in their houses. However, Carole shows something amazing. She covers one of her eyes and tells Lana to read it through another perspective now, which instead reads out, "Let your voice be heard." So it portrays how when things don't make sense and are terrible, all someone needs is a different perspective, a different way of looking at things than what we are told to see. That way, a solution can be found, a better way of tackling dire matters. Eventually, Lana reaches the other side of the forest where she finds the bullies chasing after Amanda. All of a sudden, the forest transforms into the orphanage where Vicky comes bullying both Amanda and Lana. Amanda has a read book about the important women in history, women such as Marie Curie. She believes in equal rights and acts as an activist, believing women can do much more than they are told. All of a sudden, we go to a classroom where Miss Hinman uses a robot to teach the girls how to dance in balls and shares her prejudice on how women should be and what is expected of them. Lord DeWitt quickly joins in, revealing that young aristocratic men will be joining in a ball soon in the ballroom of the orphanage, as they have heard these young girls are reaching the marriageable age. And by marriageable age, that could mean 16 or younger in this era. After a dance learning sesh, Lana notices the young mysterious boy run away, so she quickly runs after him, with Amanda going after Lana as she is very curious. As she explores the strange part of the orphanage, she teleports into some distant time. The orphanage has completely been abandoned and fallen apart, with the time on the main clock going forward by 25 minutes, which depicts that time has gone to the future. She even can see the chimneys of factories in the surrounding area and land which were acquired by Rich to transform them. This shows that Lana truly has the ability of time manipulation, and there is something magical about her, and maybe she is the true princess of this magical kingdom of Corolla. She then finds a note about Miss Fisherin back when she was an orphan herself, being in Bunny Hall, that she had finished her homework, which was stolen by other girls. It seems as if she was a smart girl who had goals and dreams, but the agenda and prejudice of her time prevented her of becoming what she wanted to become.
But that's Miss Fisherin's test. She wasn't lying. It really had been hidden from her.
And so, the little girl learned that, like her, Miss Fisherin had once been young too, and who, just like her, had suffered the abuse of mocking peers.
Eventually, Lana teleports to the right time and goes after Marcel. She struggles trying to take a letter from him, but it rips in half, while Amanda is right behind her, trying to help her. As Marcel runs away with half the letter, Mr. Keen appears and insults both Amanda and Lana for a little while before transforming both into rabbits. Falling into a little rabbit hole, they plan on what to do and how to transform Amanda back into her human shape. In the meantime, they look at the half-torn paper, seeing that it was actually a photograph. It is of Marcel, who is in the background when Carole was talking about Moby Dick's story. Lana believes it all has something to do with Marcel. He is the reason for the breach and tear in the two realities. Just when they try to go back to Bunny Hall, Frank the Rust Man appears out of nowhere and takes Amanda in a bag, thinking that she is just another rabbit. As she goes into the orphanage, she is hunted down by Frank, who looks around the place, and just when she is about to get captured, Josephine comes out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere, and helps her out, strangely knowing that the rabbit is Lana.
Oh, I beg you, do something! Help her! None. All of us are equally strong. I don't understand. A moment ago, she was... Come on, I'll take you back to the dormitory. But, and Amanda, it's not too late, right? And me? My ribbon got destroyed. Will I also transform like her? I'll see what I can do. Come on now. We better go.
In the meantime, she finds Amanda being trapped, being infected by tar, aggressive and hostile now. Josephine takes Lana back to her room and Lana speaks about everything. About Corolla, about time and about Mr. Keen and the tar. Josephine just gives one simple advice, that time heals things and passage of time is important as we cannot stop and we should let it pass. It's really bizarre how Josephine knows all of it. Could it be that Josephine is a figment of her imagination? More on this later. In the midst of all this, Lana has an internal battle within herself, seeing a representation of Carole, and even Mr. Basie appears. Then Miss Hinman brings a dress for her, reminding her that the ball is tonight and Lord DeWitt has provided the dress for her. As she dresses up in this dress and goes to the ball, she sees many faceless aristocrats enjoying themselves and talking to different young girls to find suitable mates. Keep in mind that this is Lana's perspective, as her interests are focused on different matters. This in a way tries to portray all these men are the same, and for Lana, none of them matter. We get a bad rip of the rich aristocrat men in here, who all are interested in drinking, gambling, and being overbearing, looking down on women and even making strange comments.
What a pretty damsel. Nice evening, isn't it? Would you allow me this dance?
Me? Sorry, I have to pass.
Come on, don't be shy.
No, it's just... I'm looking for my knight.
Don't concern yourself too much, miss. Your knight can only be in the VIP lounge or gambling his title at the gaming table. So he certainly wouldn't be upset if I steal you just long enough for a dance.
But I've always thought that alcohol isn't good for you ladies. It makes you all flirtatious.
I'm surprised you didn't get there on your own. Are you perhaps a little dumb? I'm a great seducer, among the most renowned in the country. I even bewitched Queen Victoria with my virile movements and dance.
That's when we meet Miss Fisherin again. Lana provides her old homework, which makes her break down and transform back into her normal shape. She explains how hard it was for her, and she became what others expected of her, rather than becoming an intellectual and chasing her dreams.
My science test assignment. The little girl seemed to really hear for the first time the voice of the gruff Miss Fisherin. I worked on it all night at the library. The next day, the others hid it from me out of spite. Professor Sullivan didn't believe me. And all these years, I really believed that I wouldn't be capable of succeeding. Maybe it was for the best. Maybe I wouldn't have been up to it. I could never accept yet another failure.
Indeed you were up to it, and more. Your test was correct.
For all these years, I chose to identify with what others saw of me. I prefer to believe myself inadequate rather than accept the risk of another failure. Don't make the same mistake as I, Lana. Don't be what others expect of you, or how others describe you.
You are authentic when you are the faithful reflection of your own desires.
And so it was, in fact, that for the first time the little girl saw Miss Fisherin as she really was, like Nora Fisherin, and no longer like the furious creature that lived in the gloomy attic of Bunny Hall. Thanks, Lana. Thank you very much. What she had seen made her think, and the little girl's thoughts drifted to the sweet Amanda. And perhaps, just like for Miss Fisherin, The last word had not yet been written.
The sad side story reveals how Miss Fisherin had so much potential if only she had someone to believe in her. And that is something that many struggle with even today. So it's important to believe in yourself above all if no one else does. And I'm talking to you guys who are watching the video right now. Either way, after spiking a man's drink and stealing his VIP pass, we finally go to the VIP lounge and meet Lord DeWitt, who shows his true self of being just another misogynist and someone who expects gratitude because he chose Lana. Or in other words, an orphan in the midst of so many other choices.
Honestly, that is not the reaction I expected.
And what did you expect?
I don't know. I can't say that I was expecting enthusiasm exactly, but at least a little gratitude.
Gratitude?
Well, you see, I chose you above all.
Oh, so just because you're a good match and out of many you chose me, I should owe you gratitude? And why me and not the others? What will happen to those who don't find a husband tonight? Or those who simply don't want a husband? And what will happen to all the others that don't fit your standards?
Miss, I beg you.
What will happen to those who simply want to decide for themselves?
There are rules.
Rules dictated by whom? Who decides who we should love, how to dress, how to behave? Why can't our distinguishing qualities define us?
Miss Benton, this is how the world works. This is how it is decided.
What is the point of having dreams and aspirations, aiming for a better future, if everything is already decided? What is the point of having a voice if no one knows how to listen to it? Let your voice be heard! Let your voice be heard, girls! Marcel, stop!
That shows the real person that he is to Lana, who sees him just like anyone else without character or individuality. Then she goes on to leave to find Marcel. Eventually, Lana catches up to Marcel, who drops a massive plot twist that he, or better, she, was a girl all along. She then explains her story.
The little girl couldn't believe her eyes.
You're a girl. I'm just Marcel. What happened to Carole?
That's what I'm trying to understand too.
But the other day, what were you doing near the theater in the basement of Bunny Hall? I saw you.
I was stalking a shady figure. There was a nauseating stench down there. They were throwing things into the fire. And in the midst of what looked like waste paper, I immediately recognized some of my letters. And Carole's handwriting. I was trying to get them out when suddenly I heard you coming.
But then you two... how?
My parents sent me here from France, to my uncle's house. It's just across the river, overlooking the Bunny Hall clock tower. To fall in line, they said. The rigor of English ladies would make me a real woman. When one day, at the window, I noticed something at the edge of the river. It was a bottle, and inside that bottle was a letter. Were I the wind, I'd blow no more on such a wicked, miserable world. And yet, I say again and swear it now, that there's something all glorious and gracious in the wind. It was Moby Dick. I recognized it immediately. I'd read it so many times. So I decided I would find out who would write to us. And so it happened one day, on the occasion of an open-door event. A reading group meeting was being held at Bunny Hall. And then, she appeared. Were I the wind, I'd blow no more on such a wicked, miserable world. And yet, I say again, and swear it now, that there's something all glorious and gracious in the wind. It was her. It was Carole. It all started like this. I left a letter for her, and we started writing to each other. My aunt and uncle soon discovered our correspondence and threw a wrench in the works. So Carole put her messages in bottles left to flow along the riverbank. I slipped mine to her among the newspapers sorted at Bunny Hall.
And then what happened?
We planned to run away together and join the suffragettes. I was waiting for a message from her in the usual bottle, in which she would establish the time, the method, and the signal. But that message never arrived.
That letter! I saw it! It was in the flames!
Someone must have found it, made it disappear, trying to cover up everything else.
But who? What do you think really happened to her?
Nothing good, I fear. Especially after finding these in the heater.
She was sent here from France to her uncle's house facing the orphanage, and through letters and her love for reading Moby Dick, she communicated with Carole and became friends. She was sent here because the parents said that the English culture will teach her how to become a real woman than the seeming tomboy that she is. All of a sudden, the world transforms into imagination and magic again, with the men turning into tar-stained monsters and the girls into innocent rabbits. Lana assumes Frank is behind it all, and that he was the mysterious person burning the letters, as she tries to run from this chaos and get to the bottom of it all. In the midst of all this, she finds the transformed Amanda and the bullies turned into rabbits, and they manage to reconcile. They then learn the value in fighting for one's right and freedom, so they fight on to survive and rely on each other. Eventually, as the monstrous men infected with tar chase after Lana, Lord Dewitt joins in, revealing how he really feels about women and sharing his opinion. But of course, Lana tells him,
I'm sorry, but you're not my type!
We then get to the clock tower and encounter Miss Hinman, when we discover the truth.
It's time to take off the mask. That night, it was you that pushed her.
Who are you talking about?
Now I remember. I was stalking a suspicious figure. I saw them throw things into the stove. That nauseating stench. Young over. You. It was you. What?
That vague and disinterested attitude of yours. I've been keeping an eye on you, you know. Why did you venture into the park late at night? Having wanted to suspend the work all this time, since that very night, what were you hoping to find?
Stop, now!
The things didn't go well for you, and it was me who recovered the lens from Miss Carole's glasses. I know how much she meant to you, Miss Lana, and I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
It was an accident!
Miss Hinman!
And you couldn't just let it go and behave like a lady. Not even the advances of a rich young science persuaded you to give it up. The best any woman could aspire to nowadays. I had no such opportunity, but you did. And you threw it away. Carole, Carole, Carole! Always Carole! And that other stupid girl. She went looking for trouble.
Amanda! How?
It was me. I freed them. I could no longer be your accomplice.
Oh, no. You don't understand. She was running away. She fell. The breach. It all happened by chance.
This is why you tried to dispose of the evidence?
The wind. If it hadn't been for that damn storm, I would have already recovered everything, and in time. Swept away. And
and who knows where all that other waste paper ended up. It's really true. There's something all glorious and gracious in the wind. You have to understand me. If the matter had come to light, goodbye to the corporate collective. Goodbye to all this.
All this? Do you really believe that all this is what we really want?
Hinman reveals that she's bitter because she always wanted to marry a rich man herself, but never could. So now she forces all the girls to fall into the path that she wanted. The truth is revealed that she was involved with Carole's disappearance, which means that she is dead, and Hinman was behind it all. In fact, Frank is a good man who cared about the girls deeply. He never wanted to hurt anyone. Even though he was being controlled by Hinman, he didn't even want to capture the rabbits. As Hinman is reduced to a stain in history and nothingness, the people around Lana tell her to move on from Carole, who is dead. But she refuses to, which evokes Mr. Keen again. So it's revealed Lana seemingly knew Carole is gone or even dead, but she refused to let go and wanted time to stop, which gave rise to Mr. Keen.
So small and inadequate that you cannot even accept it. When will you learn that every action has a weight and a consequence? You really have no intention of growing up. You don't accept that time passes inexorably. You continue clinging to the past like a parasite. So that's what's important.
Mr. Keen then reveals the real story. This goes back to the beginning and the mysterious character in yellow raincoat. This character steals a letter Carole wrote to Marcel, sending it in a bottle through the river. She planned to escape as she was scheduled to be transferred and be married seemingly. Carole instructs Marcel what she will do on the night that she wants to escape, so maybe they can unite. But the character in raincoat steals the letter and throws it into the trash. Vicky and a gang of bullies find this letter and give it to Miss Hinman, who interferes and stops Carole from escaping. As she struggles, Carole runs into the outside forest anyway, which is being disinfested with explosions. Hinman gasps in shock while the character in yellow raincoat watches from above through the window. It's revealed that this character was Lana all along, and seemingly, even though not clearly shown, Carole dies from the explosions. This traumatic and tragic incident causes Lana to get into amnesia and forget everything to protect her mind and herself, even though she notices Carole dying brutally to explosions. Hinman tries to wipe any tracks of her involvement, and Lana goes into an imaginary world. In other words, Lana is responsible for indirectly causing Carole's death. So after she finds the letter, she becomes jealous and doesn't want her to leave. If she would only let the letter reach Marcel, she would still be alive and free. But because of her jealousy and selfishness, she caused her death. Mr. Keen then speaks and everything becomes clear. He is the monster of Lana's making, the monster of standing still and sorrow and guilt. Lana wants to turn back time and change what she had done, even though it is not possible. That's why she keeps going on repeat back and forth in time, at least in her mind. Time flows and people have to move on, but Lana is still stuck. Kingdom of Corolla has always been her mind, and it is shaped like Moby Dick, the book that she read. Keen still tries to make a deal to grant himself Corolla, and he would gift her the past and time. That of course would mean losing her mind. We then travel to the past where we learn about Lana's backstory, her mother, and who Mr. Basie truly is.
Mr. Basie! Mr. Basie! I remember you!
Merry Christmas, my child.
Mum!
I knew you would remember him. You wouldn't leave him when you were little. Do you like his new outfit?
Now he's a real English lord!
I didn't have time to finish his umbrella. I had to sew his head back on. Last time you almost tore him to pieces. But he's magical, so he came out almost unscathed.
Magical? Do you think he can fly?
Only if you want him to.
Then he has superpowers!
At your service, princess.
Do you think he can also heal you?
Lana. Whatever happens, never keep clinging to the past, trying in vain to change it. People move and places change, and that will be the day you'll really know who you are. And you will learn to accept that time passes, that things change, and know how to let go. And when you least expect it, you will see me in every choice you make, in the smallest gesture. Even if the sails aren't hoisted, it doesn't mean the wind isn't already blowing.
But wait a second. Even if the sails aren't hoisted, it doesn't mean the wind isn't already blowing.
Let me go!
Miss Benton, you must come with us.
No, please! Mom! The umbrella is not finished yet!
Miss, it's too late, and you should accept it. Your mother is no longer here. You have to let her go.
Sorry, that is fine. Hey, you're new, right? I'm Carole.
Lana.
I know, I get it. It's hard at first, but in time, things will get better. You'll see. Moreover, have you ever seen an estate with an enchanted park?
Enchanted?
Oh, yes, Corolla. It's full of trees, roses, and cute rabbits. Come on, then. Follow me. I'll show you. Three, 2, 1, 0. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes.
My sweet Lana, I have to go, please. Let me go. No. I cannot. No. I can't accept feeling that cold emptiness in my heart again. I don't want to have to forget your face too.
People go, places change. One day you'll learn to accept it. And that will be the day you really know who you are. And that day is today! Maybe time never stopped completely. You made me a warrior. You made me like this. You completed it for me. Be the hero of your own story. You have my sword, princess. Reclaim your kingdom.
Josephine, the angel that never left Lana's side, someone who knew everything, was her deceased mother who died from an illness and led to Lana becoming an orphan and being taken to Bunny Hall. Mr. Basie, Lana's protector, was her doll, who had his head pulled out by one of the people who evicted her from their house as the mother died. They seemed to live in their dress shop, which belonged to her mother, using the attic as a bedroom. This person seems to be the landlord, who dressed up exactly like Mr. Keene. And then we learn about Corolla. It was the name of a park Carole introduced to Lana when she went to the orphanage, and they made a beautiful imaginary kingdom out of it. When Carole died, all this came crashing down, making Lana lose her mind to insanity and struggling with letting go, moving on, and the passage of time. So it was all in her mind and the battles inside of her. In a final battle against this demon she has created, Mr. Keene, having an internal battle, she finally wins. In this battle, she grants the kingdom of Corolla to Mr. Basie and explains it is time to move on from imagination and live in the real world. As the result of this big tragedy and conspiracy, the orphanage is shut down and Marcel travels to London to live the life that best suited her and a life that she desired. Amanda and Lana also desire to join Marcel in the women's suffrage movement in London and live a life true to them. And on that note, the story comes to an end. If you enjoyed it, make sure to stay tuned for more by hitting on the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your host Star. Thanks for being here, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.
Blossoming again, even inside me. It really is true. There is no seed that goes to waste if it thrives in a freshly bloomed flower. Hope to see you and Amanda again, and that you may soon join me in London. It's true that here on the streets, when the wind picks up, it's frigidly cold. And yet, I say again and swear it now, that there's something all glorious and gracious in the wind. After all, what did Carole always say? When things don't go the way we want, try to see them from another perspective.
Sweet Carole.
all starts and ends with a girl, too small and inadequate for that world of ash, tar, and coal where she was born. After all, in a world furiously ticking away like a crazed clock, what can